Hello! This is Love's Crescendo. It looks super fucking cute. And there's only 4 reviews for it for some reason, so I'm gonna play it and add to that count. Wait, there's a prologue. The loading screen is so cute. On one particularly cold winter day in Quebec, Canada, 104 third-year students sit in a halfway empty university hall listening to their professor explain the requirements for their final assignment. You may choose up to 5 instruments to include in your final piece. I'm sorry, apparently this is what the teacher sounds like. For most of the students here today, this would be their final year of study before moving on to pursue musical careers. Your composition must be entirely made on your own, but you can enlist your friends to help with the performance if needed. A lifelong dream for some. For others, just one more assessment to pass before graduating. I know you're all excited to be graduating this year, but remember, it's imperative that among the many tired third-year faces sits one eager person in the middle back row of the lecture hall. Girl with hair as black as a winter's night and eyes the same color as the blue flag iris flowers of Quebec. She rests her chin on her right palm as she daydreams of the song she'll compose. A piece so emotional, so moving that it'll bring its listeners to tears. Her thin lips involuntarily curl into an arrogant smile at the very thought of showcasing her final song. This is gonna be a cakewalk. As the talented Gio Woods once sang, I want you, but darling, don't be so naive. 2 weeks later. Oh, this isn't right either. I slam my palms down onto the piano keys in front of me. Messy notes echo throughout the room and mock me. Chords of the song playing in my head refuse to come to light no matter how many times I put my fingers to the ivory keys. Glancing to my left to see that the sun has already set and it is completely dark outside, I check my phone to confirm the time. 8 p.m. Ugh, it's already been 2 hours? I fling my head back and let out a groan. Where did the day go? I've been working on my final composition for 2 weeks now, and it feels like I'm still stuck where I was 2 weeks ago. I was too naive at the beginning of the semester. I already knew exactly what kind of song I wanted to compose, something that would tug at the audience's heartstrings and bring them to tears. Something emotional, something sorrowful, something that would be forever engraved in the hearts and ears of my assessor and anyone else that hears my song. That shouldn't be too hard, right? I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to make and that it would just come to me naturally like everything else in my life. But I was wrong. It's hard to convey feelings of pain and sorrow when I haven't really experienced them. Wow, can't relate to that. Wow. What? Are you for real right now? What? That's crazy. I let out a tired sigh. I haven't gotten anywhere with this. I'm gonna need more than just a deep breath to ease my frustrations. Sitting back up, I crack my back while straightening my posture. I intertwine my fingers and stretch them out in front of me. I feel the much-needed pull from my shoulders all the way to my wrists that helps to loosen me up. The tension in my body slowly fades, but doesn't disappear entirely. Okay, let's try this one more time. I just have to play the notes on the piano like how I've written them. In theory, the song should be amazing. In theory, but practice is an entirely different thing. Oh. Are we gonna get to do our first rhythm game part of this? Oh shit, we are. Okay. I'm ready. The notes reach the target at the bottom of the screen. Click the corresponding button. Yeah. Tap the key for blue notes. Hold down for orange. Okay. Based on accuracy. Sure to time those beats correctly. How you play can affect your relationships in the story, but don't sweat it too much. Ending isn't influenced by how you perform. Okay. Great. Oh, shit. Oh, hell yeah. Oops. Oops. I'm glad that the song doesn't audibly sound bad if you fuck it up. Like most games where it's like, bonk! Ah, hell yeah. We're doing it. Oh, just kidding. That was a bad, terrible bad. Okay, it's fine. We're getting there. Yeah. How long is this? What do you mean miss? I didn't miss shit. Just cause you think I fucking missed something. Ridiculous. Oops. Okay, well, that was actually... Ah, man. For the hold notes, you actually have to let go at the right time or else, like, you can't just hold it forever. And it'll be like, yeah, good job. Rude. Okay, that's fine. You know, knowing that it won't affect the ending does make me feel a lot better. That's extremely reassuring that I won't get a bad end just because I suck at hitting notes, you know? Bad! Oops. Okay, that one was bad. The other one, I don't know about. Oh shit. Oh shit, okay. We're doing it. Yeah. Oops, okay, well, every fucking time. I need to just stop saying that because every time I do, I jinx myself and we do horribly. Okay, listen. That's not very cool of you. Wait, is that thing on the... Is the bar on the top an indicator of how much longer I have to go in the song? Or is that how my score's ranking? Okay, maybe it's just the score. That wasn't too bad. Hey, we did okay. My fingers dance along the keys with perfect coordination, perfect rhythm, perfect everything. Sure, okay, you keep telling yourself that. And yet, as a whole, it still lacks any sort of emotional substance. Ugh, I'm playing everything correctly. Why doesn't it sound like it does in my head? I'm failing to concentrate, and failure is not something I wish to be a frickin' expert in. Oh my god. Hey, I was wondering if there was a stray cat walking over the piano. Turned out to just be you. The sudden voice surprises me. I turn to the door to find a familiar figure standing with his arms crossed, leaning against the frame. His smug face perfectly conveys his snarky personality. Something that I mimic when we're together. I thought that devil had walked in. Turns out I was right. Xavier, a friend from high school who happens to be studying at the same university in class as me, scoffs at my witty comeback before entering the room. Oh, very funny. Sarcasm is spread on thick like maple syrup. What are you doing? I shuffle around in my seat, turning to face him as we speak. Composing? For our final assessment? Yeah, what do you think so far? He takes a cautious step back. I wouldn't be surprised if you had to repeat the subject next year. Rude! He chuckles at my reaction before pacing around the room. What's wrong? I've heard you play before. You're usually better than this. Let out a mock gasp of surprise. Was that a compliment? Oh my god, does the devil care about me? Forget it, I'm going home. I reach out to grab his arm before he can walk past me. Come on, I'm just joking. He brushes my hand away with his own. He has always disliked any physical contact. Then why the fuck did you do that, girl? I'm almost done composing, but I just can't seem to play it right. Huh? I mean, it doesn't sound right. There's no emotion. I've always been good at picking up any instrument and just mimicking how it's played by someone else. I'm a genius after all, right? Xavier rolls his eyes. I've always been so gifted with the ability to naturally learn any instrument I'm interested in. After all, it's just a matter of listening carefully and recreating notes. Well, I mean, I could learn easily, but aside from string instruments, I wouldn't say I've mastered any. Your genius talent is almost robotic. That's right. But I want my final piece to be heart-wrenching, breathtaking, mind-blowing. I move my arms in grand gestures to further exemplify what I mean. I'm sure Xavier would have understood even without the gestures. Well, good luck with that. He snickers. You're not genuine at all. He let out another exhausted sigh as I stand up and get ready to leave. I've been here for long enough, and I doubt I'll make any more progress tonight. How are you doing with your composition, by the way? Great. He has such a smug face. I'm composing a piano piece with violin and drums as accompaniment. When did you learn to play violin? I can't play it very well, so I'm getting 2 friends to help perform. What? Are you allowed to do that? He arches his brow as he turns to me and speaks with a confused tone. Yeah? Don't you remember the professor literally saying that we could get other people to perform our compositions for us? No, I don't recall him saying that. Xavier rolls his eyes so far back, seems like he'll fall out of his head. Well, you can. If you're having so much trouble with the actual performance of your song and not the composing itself, maybe you could find someone to play it for you. That is an option that I didn't know I had. No one really comes to mind, though. If I get someone else to perform my song, they would need to be able to express the sense of pain, sorrow, and heartbreak that I can. Someone who's not only a genius pianist at my level, but someone who knows what it's like to be hurt and can convey that. And there's just no one like that that exists in the whole world. Now, where am I gonna find someone like that? Oh, what? The spotlight shines brightly on the center stage. A Yamaha CFX concert grand piano stands alone, waiting to be played by the first pianist from a lineup of 20 contestants. The audience, made up of not only friends and family, but also producers and talent scouts, also wait with much anticipation. Amongst the crowd, sitting in the upper right balcony, there are 2 professional musicians. They're here for one person and one person only, their daughter. 17-year-old Cadence Stephanopoulos grew up learning the difference between a G chord and an A minor before she even knew how to write the letters. Tonight's just another performance for her, one among many that she has already done and is expecting to do throughout her lifetime. While the other 19 contestants are nervous and twiddling their thumbs, Cadence can hardly wait to go out on stage. You've got this, Cadence. I know. I take a deep breath to calm my nerves. No matter how many times I perform on stage, I always get the jitters before going out there. But I know that once my fingers touch those keys, those black and white keys, that any sense of anxiety I have will be blown away. I want to hurry up and play. My instructor lets out a roaring chuckle as he pats me on the back. He always uses too much force and ends up hurting me. Ha! Eager as always, that's my girl. But I know he bears no ill will, so I can't bring myself to tell him to stop. Is that her, the blonde? Yeah, I heard she's the favorite twin because of who her parents are. I heard that the organizers are getting her to perform first to set the bar for everyone else. Seriously? Oh my god, how is that fair? It's all nepotism, I tell you. She's not even that good. I bet. Why don't they talk a little louder and let the whole concert hall hear? This isn't the first time I've heard people talk about me that way. Because my mother's a famous pianist and my father's a violinist that plays annually in the Sydney Opera House. I often get people thinking that I've only gotten to where I am today by riding on my parents' coattails. but I know I'm good. Great, even. Maybe not as good as my mother, not yet, but one day I hope to play alongside her. It's almost time! The MC booms over the speakers, explaining the schedule for the night and what to expect. I feel another painful pat on my back. Show 'em what you got! I take a final deep breath before hearing my name announced. My feet take me on stage without hesitation. The lights are so bright they almost blind me, shrouding 2/3 of the audience in darkness. I squint my eyes to try and find my parents, but I can't see them. But that's fine. I know they're here tonight, watching me with excitement. They're always here for me. Making my way to the center of the stage, I sit on the stool and carefully place my fingers onto the piano keys. This position feels as natural as breathing to me. I take one final breath before starting. Oh, do I get to do it again? Is it gonna be me? I'm ready. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, I feel like it's easier when it's just the notes, at least, instead of the the whole notes, like that. Because I'm too used to, Guitar Hero rules, where you can just hold it forever, and it doesn't matter, right? Wait, is that how that was? I don't remember. I feel like that's how I played it anyways, and I don't remember having any problems. Oops. At least, no problems until I had to start using my fucking pinky to hit buttons, and then we had problems. But that was a different kind of problem. Oops. There we go. Get those perfects. Yeah. Haha. This is nice. It's been a while since I played a rhythm game, and more specifically, a while since I've played a rhythm game that had some sort of chill, relaxing to it. What was the name of that one game I was playing? You played as an onion child or something. And it was great, but it was also extremely chaotic and difficult. Shit, what was the name of that? I'm gonna have to look that up. And then I'm gonna have to try it again, because I remember getting to a certain point where I was like, okay, this is too difficult. I'm gonna have to come back later. And it's now officially later. But also it's been too much later, and I haven't played it in a while, so I'm sure that I'll go back to it and be like, oh no, I'm very bad at this again. Oops. Okay, slower songs are kind of harder to match the rhythm on, actually. It's nice and chill, but also it's slowing down to the point where the the rhythm is a little difficult to predict. Haha! Another A! My fingers move on their own, knowing exactly where to go and keeping to perfect timing. Yes. I guess if you get an A, that counts as perfect, even though it's definitely not perfect. The audience is silent with awe, mesmerized. I let my eyes close at one point and allow the music to completely wash over me, engulfing me in a sea of music. This is perfect. This is bliss. This is what I love about music. We reach the outro, the end of my performance. My fingers dance the last remaining steps of the song. And when I hit that very last note, I feel the music reverberate through me. After the still silence, the audience's applause roars through the theater. I hadn't noticed how hot it was under the spotlight until now. I feel a bead of sweat run down my temple. Standing up and stepping towards the front of the stage, I stand and curtsy before hurrying back behind the curtain. Can finally breathe again. Cadence! Looking a few meters ahead, I see my instructor rushing over with heavy strides. Brace myself for what I know will be too much physical contact. Great job out there. With wide open arms, he gives me a tight bear hug and several proud pats on my back. I swear, one day he's gonna whack my guts out of me. But I guess the enthusiasm is nice. Thanks. The night goes on with more amazing performances. Each contestant brings a bit of individual flair and spice to their performance. I even find myself tapping away or swaying along to some of the songs. I don't even care about winning at this point. I'm just enjoying myself in the moment. When we reach the end of the night, the MC announces a 10-minute intermission to allow the judges to make their decision. I'm stuck backstage with my instructor, nervously tapping my fingers against the chair next to me while we wait to hear the results. Some of the other contestants also sit and wait, whilst others can't seem to stay still. Spot one of the girls that had been bad-mouthing earlier, casually pacing back and forth while reciting her acceptance speech. It's not like this is the ARIA Awards. The MC calls everyone back to the theater after the judges have made their verdict. The rest of the contestants and I sit in the waiting area, watching everything that goes on from a large screen mounted onto the wall. Tensions are high as we await the results. I turn to my instructor. I can usually tell what he's thinking, but tonight I cannot for the life of me figure out what is going through his head. He seems more nervous to know who the winner of tonight's competition is than me. If I don't win, I at least hope to take runner-up. My eyes wander back to the screen on the wall. The camera faces the front of the stage as the MC continues to speak. And that's why the runner-up for tonight is... He pauses for dramatic effect. Is that really necessary? Benjamin Wrinkle. The audience applauds as Ben walks out onto the stage. He was good, really good. Without a doubt, he deserves to win a place in tonight's competition. A sturdy hand grabs my shoulders for attention. My instructor gives me a thumbs up before whispering under his breath. Looking good. They could be saying your name next. I honestly don't care about winning, but his faith in me is nice. That means the person that takes first place in tonight's competition is... There's no need to even hold my breath. Rumali. The girl who was practicing her acceptance speech earlier jumps up with excitement. Her friends congratulate her, but she doesn't even bother to thank them as she rushes out. Can't believe it. My heart sinks into my gut. I'm not upset about not placing, but out of all the contestants here tonight, why did the winner have to be the one with the worst attitude? Yeah, her performance was good, I'll give her that, but in what way was she better than me or Ben? The smug look on her face as she delivers her speech irritates me. At the end of the night, all the contestants head out into the foyer to look for their friends and family. Many are embraced in hugs and congratulated for their performances. Ben and Ruma both stand in front of the competition banner with their families on either side, a photographer directing them on how to pose. I spot my parents talking to someone in a well-fitted suit. I've seen him before. He is a friend of my mother and also runs a specialized music college in America. They share a look of disappointment between them. My father notices me first and gestures with his hand for me to come over. Mom says farewell to her friend before I even start approaching them. Cadence. His voice is soft and solemn. Cadence, honey, what happened out there? Mother's never raised her voice at me. She doesn't need to. She's always been able to get her point across to anyone she's spoken to simply by the inflections in her voice. I know I'm supposed to feel disappointed in myself. I tried my best, really. That was your best? I know you're joking, honey. They're right. There's no way that was my best. If it was, then what have I been doing the past 17 years of my life? Keep my head down and stare at the ugly tile floor beneath my feet. Mother lets out a heavy sigh while stealing glances at Father. This is my fault. That gets my attention. Mom? I made you take on piano when you were so young. You didn't even get a chance to formulate your own opinion. What is she talking about? Day in and day out, it was practice, practice, practice. After school classes, entering into competitions. I live and breathe music, but I should have known it was too much for you. Too much for me? I just saw so much of myself in you that I wasn't seeing you for you, honey. But I want to be like you, Mom. Honey, I love playing piano. My mother steps closer and tenderly places both hands on my shoulders, staring me straight in the eyes with a look of self-shame and disappointment. But do you even like playing piano? Of course. Because what we saw out there would suggest not, honey. But I do love piano. I love the way the wooden keys feel under my fingertips. Wait, piano keys are wooden? Huh. I love the sounds that resonate in my ears. I love the way my parents smile when they hear me play. But right now they're not smiling, and I can't hear the music in my ears, and my fingertips feel cold. Do I even like playing the piano? Oh shit. This music is so dramatic, like someone's going to die. Let me out. Free me. Oh no, the one who's going to die is me on this screen. Help. Fuck. Free me. Ah. Oh no, I can't hit anything. Hey, wait a fucking minute. Game? Game? Oh. I live. Hello? Oh, okay. Someone once said, music is a piece of art that goes in the ears straight to the heart. I can clearly recall the first time a piece of music moved me. I was 7 years old. We had a kooky substitute teacher that brought in his guitar, a cherry red Gibson Hummingbird. He played songs throughout the day to greet us, songs to help us learn, even played a song while we ate lunch. But none of those were what shook my soul. Instead, it was the moment when he played an on-the-fly song for a distraught little girl. This little girl had no friends and was being ostracized by the other kids in her class. She cried deafeningly. So, to cheer her up, he made her a song. It wasn't something that was planned, barely any thought went into it. The melody was all over the place and the lyrics didn't even rhyme. But it moved her. In that moment, when the last chords were strummed, the little girl's tears stopped and were replaced with a wide smile. The class was silent. That little girl was my classmate. And I was, in fact, one of the kids that had upset her. Seeing the substitute teacher calm her down, this one student who had a tendency to erupt into tears at the drop of a hat, with nothing but a simple song that he made up on the spot, really blew my mind. On that day, I made it my lifelong goal to compose a song that would bring its listeners to tears. Although my original intention, when I was 7 years old, was to make my listeners cry in pain and sorrow. Now, as a grown 21-year-old adult with a sense of guilt and a conscience, I want to compose a song that will touch listeners' hearts and induce tears of joy and fulfillment. That was the plan, but while my eyes follow the symbols on the music sheet in front of me, my fingers stiffly play several keys on the baby grand piano. My muscles are tense from the frustration welling up inside me. My ears register the notes, but the music doesn't reach my heart. I give up and haphazardly slam several keys at once. Why can't I get this right? A song to touch people's hearts, a song to move the soul, a song to bring people to tears. No matter how amazing this song may sound in my head, I can't seem to actualize it. Did I write the wrong notes? Are my piano skills too inadequate? No, it can't be either of those. Exhaling a long sigh, I peer up at the digital clock hanging on the back wall. 7:26. I have the music room booked until 8 tonight. Stretching both arms above my head, I straighten my posture and feel my muscles tense firmly before relaxing. I need a break. Reaching under my seat, I rummage through my black canvas backpack to find my wallet. A trip to the vending machines for a drink should give me enough time to reset my fingers. I leave the rest of my belongings behind as I exit the music room. There shouldn't be anyone else around at this hour. The nearest vending machine is a short walk down the hallway, around the corner and right next to the exit door. It sells a wide variety of soft drinks and overpriced bottles of water, but I always go for the same thing: banana-flavored milk. It's smooth, delicious, and doesn't make me feel bloated like a soft drink does. I insert my card and punch in the number for my drink. As the machine whirs and slowly ejects my milky beverage, my ears pick up the sound of something else. Something familiar. The piano. I grab my drink and casually stride back to the music room. It's not too far, so I'm sure to run into whomever is playing. As I draw nearer, my pace begins to slack. The tune they're playing sounds familiar. Whoever's playing the piano, they're playing my song. The doors open ajar. I gently push it wider and peer inside. Flowing long blonde hair contrasts with the dark black piano in front of the pianist. Their slender fingers move rhythmically, playing each note perfectly and creating the tender melody I had playing in my head for so long but failed to recreate. A song to touch people's hearts, a song to move the soul, a song to bring people to tears. This is the song I want. And this is the person to bring my song to life. I stand in silence, enjoying the performance in front of me. The pianist faces away from the door and doesn't seem to have noticed my presence yet. Getting comfortable, I shove my drink into my coat pocket before crossing my arms and leaning against the doorframe. Oh yeah, we're gonna be so cool. It takes me a moment to notice that my lips have curled themselves into a smile. My song. Never considered having someone else play it. When I play it, it sounds mechanical. I'm hitting all the right notes with all the right timing, but that's not enough to reach a person's heart. When this stranger plays, it sounds like she's reaching forward and desperately trying to grab onto me. The way she plays my song, it's burrowing deeper and deeper into my soul, but it's missing something. It's not enough to reach my heart. At least, not yet. She plays the final keys and pauses to let the sounds in the room settle. I hear her sigh. That's my cue. Nonchalantly, I clap my hands together and give the pianist a slow applause for her performance. She jumps with surprise while spinning her head around like a startled owl. That was amazing. The pianist's widened brown eyes dart around the room before settling back on me. Thank you? No, seriously. I take a step further into the room. She stiffens. You played that perfectly. Another step. I was absolutely mesmerized. And another. You absolutely have to play for me at my final performance. The last step I take puts me right in front of the pianist, close enough to see just how confused she is from my sudden entry. Excuse me, but I don't even know who you are. I'm Valerie. I paused to wait for her introduction. Okay. It doesn't come. And you are? She leans further away while remaining seated. How am I going to convince this person to play for me? That piece you played just now, I'm the one that composed it. I show her my proudest smile, which she responds to with a slight nod of acknowledgement, but nothing else. I see. Sorry for playing it without your permission. What? Why are you apologizing? Didn't you just hear what I said? I was mesmerized by the way you played my song. I've been trying to perfect it for weeks, but I just couldn't seem to get it right. I gesture little circles with my hand in front of me while trying to think of the right words to say. You know, the right vibe, you know? The pianist stares blankly at me. No, I don't know. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Can you tell me your name, please? She carefully considers my request. It's Cadence. Cadence? Even your name is perfect. Ah. She rolls her eyes like a wagon wheel.
Cadence, you have the right vibe, and that is why I need you to be the one to play my song for me.
Her reluctance is glaringly evident. I'm sorry, but I think you should find someone else. Hastily grabbing her belongings, Cadence pushes past me and darts towards the door.
Wait!
I reach out to stop her, but my fingers fall short of her sleeve. Chasing after her, I exit the music room to see her already turning the corner. That girl sure can run, shit! I follow her path, but not long after passing the vending machine do I slip on something and fall to the floor.
Ow!
The fading sound of hurried footsteps echoes from the other side of the exit door. She's gone. I remain on the floor while rubbing my bum. It's definitely gonna bruise. Taking my shaken up banana milk drink from my pocket. Luckily I didn't land on it. Press the cold beverage against my sore behind. It helps a little. Scanning my surroundings, I spot the cause of my fall. A plastic ID card. Did she just fucking Cinderella over here? I carefully inspect the name. Oh my god, she did. Cadence Stephanopoulos. My lips once again curl into a smile.
I'm definitely gonna convince you to play for me. You just wait, Cadence.
Are we about to do extortion? Being like, you can't have your ID back until you fucking play for me.